I don't need to tell you what Five Nights at Freddy's is. I just don't. Everybody and their dogs know what this franchise is. It is amazing how such a simple game at heart inspired such an incredible wave of mascot horror. For good.
To run!
And, for worse. FNAF was created by Scott Cawthon and uploaded onto Steam via Steam Greenlight on August 18th, 2014 after a demo had been released a while before that. What was very important was the reception that the game gained on YouTube. Notably, Markiplier and PewDiePie, two major players on YouTube at that point, played the game and brought quite a lot of traction to it. Scott had been struggling at the time due to past games usually aimed to entertain children, as it was criticised for being too scary. Now he had embraced that scariness, and it was paying off for him. Let's look at some key factors when it comes to Five Nights at Freddy's. It's scary, it's good for YouTube reactions. The characters are distinguishable and memorable, but most importantly, this game starts to hide bits and pieces of lore. By far the biggest victim of FNAF is our beloved Matthew Patthew. Rest in peace. That man has been slowly unravelling for the near decade that this series has been going on, with an eye-watering 102 theories that I could find. I swear the lore has just been made up as the games went on because this stuff gets so convoluted. I honestly lost track like 2 years ago. The games find more and more creative ways to tell you its lore every time. The first 3 games have a phone guide that teaches you how to play and gives you some snippets into the story and where you are. The first game is posters on the wall turned into newspapers that tell you that children died. The second game uses retro style games. The third game uses retro style games. The fourth game uses retro style games. The fifth game uses retro style games. The sixth game uses retro style games. The seventh game uses retro death screens. Oh, okay. Okay, so maybe it isn't that innovative after the 5th attempt. Still though, every new game would add new lore and context that captivated the community. And I would imagine it is no small part of why the franchise is so big, even today. And when you do something right, you're going to get copied. Mascot horror takes into account the strong points that made FNAF so successful. That is recognizability. The name Mascot horror comes from the fact that you need a cast of marketable characters to remember. There are also other things you need, such as a good story to keep people hooked, or maybe a gimmick such as an AI to help you, extendable arms or a drone. Bendy and the Ink Machine came out in early 2017 and also featured a memorable cast and some good old lore. I think people really started to notice the effects of mascot horror though, when Mob Entertainment came out with Poppy Playtime in October of 2021. It was a very good looking game, which terrified everyone who played it. And of course, with this being a Mascot horror game, a lot of people played it. We also get some questionable kids videos, if you would call it kids. Long gone are the days of traditional horror, of Slender the Arrival or Outlast. Now it is all about marketability. That is what I think the consequence of Five Nights at Freddy's is. Just to be clear, I really do love FNAF, no matter what I say. I really love the games, and some Mascot horror games too. I really like Bendy and the Ink Machine, and more recently Indigo Park, which I played on my channel, so check it out after this. I think it's exciting that projects like this do exist, that people saw what made FNAF such an icon and are now following his footsteps. You must remember that as criticised as these games are for being Mascot horror, there are whole teams behind them. These game developers are insanely talented and have to put so much work into their respective titles. I genuinely can't wait for the next Bendy game, the next Poppy Playtime chapter, the next Indigo Park chapter, and none of that would be possible without the one who started it all. Thank you for watching.